The Babysitter Cam. That exposed a shocking truth. Part 1. Imagine this. You hire someone you trust to watch over your child, the most precious part of your life. You leave for work, believing your baby is safe, nurtured, and loved in your absence. But what if a simple camera in the corner of your living room captured something you were never supposed to see? This is the chilling true-life story of how one family's decision to install a hidden babysitter cam uncovered a shocking truth that would forever change their lives. A story of trust, betrayal, fear, and justice. Stay with me until the end because what you're about to hear is as disturbing as it is unforgettable. Sarah and Michael Turner lived in a quiet suburban neighborhood in Ohio. They were hardworking parents in their early 30s, balancing careers and the challenges of raising a 2-year-old daughter, Lily. Like many young families, life was busy. Michael worked long hours as an IT consultant, while Sarah was returning to her teaching job after maternity leave. They loved their little girl more than anything, but they needed help, someone to care for Lily while they were away. That's when they hired Emily. Emily was 24, a college student studying child psychology. She came highly recommended through a local agency with glowing references from other parents. She was sweet, soft-spoken, and seemed to have a natural bond with Lily from the first moment they met. At first, everything was perfect. Lily giggled around Emily. Meals were prepared, toys were neatly put away, and Sarah and Michael felt they had found the right person to care for their daughter. But behind the smiles and calm exterior, Emily carried secrets no one could have imagined. The idea of installing a nanny cam wasn't born from suspicion, it was from love. Sarah was simply a cautious mother. She had read too many news articles about babysitters losing patience or even worse. So one evening, she suggested to Michael that they buy a small Wi-Fi-enabled camera. "We'll never know unless we check," she said. "It's just peace of mind." Michael agreed. They bought a discreet camera disguised as a digital clock. It had night vision, motion detection, and streamed footage directly to their phones. They placed it on the living room shelf, facing the play area where Emily and Lily spent most of their time. At first, the footage was reassuring. Emily sang nursery rhymes, played peekaboo, and even read bedtime stories with a sweet, soothing voice. Sarah felt relief. But then, about 3 weeks in, things began to shift. It started with small things. One day, Sarah logged into the camera feed during her lunch break. She expected to see Lily playing with blocks. Instead, she saw Emily sitting on the couch scrolling through her phone while Lily wandered aimlessly, tugging at her babysitter's arm for attention. The Babysitter Cam. That exposed a shocking truth. Part 2. Another day, Sarah noticed Emily yelling, not loudly, but with an edge. "Sit down, Lily." "Don't move!" Her tone was sharp, not at all like the gentle babysitter they had come to trust. Sarah brushed it off. "Everyone has tough days," she told herself. Maybe Lily was acting out. But deep down, doubt began to creep in. The breaking point came on a rainy Thursday afternoon. Sarah was at school grading papers. Michael was in the office fixing a network outage. Around 2:15 p.m., Sarah's phone buzzed with a motion alert from the nanny cam. Out of habit, she clicked it. What she saw made her blood run cold. On the screen, Emily was pacing the room, her face twisted in frustration. Lily sat crying on the playmat. Emily suddenly grabbed the little girl by the arm, hard enough to make her stumble. "Stop crying! Stop it right now!" Emily snapped. Lily wailed louder. Emily shook her roughly and shoved her back onto the mat. Sarah's heart raced. She replayed the footage, hoping her eyes had deceived her. But it was all there in real time. Terrified, she immediately called Michael. He opened the live feed from his office. What they saw next turned their shock into horror. Emily stormed into the kitchen, came back with a baby bottle, and forcefully pushed it into Lily's mouth. Lily coughed and choked as Emily held the bottle at an unnatural angle, yelling, "Drink it! Stop making my life difficult!" Michael's fists clenched. "I'm calling the police!" Within minutes, Sarah left her classroom, shaking as she dialed 911. Michael raced home, beating even the police to the house. When he burst through the front door, he found Emily sitting calmly on the couch, Lily strapped into her high chair, tears streaming down her tiny face. "What's going on?" Emily asked, her voice steady but her eyes wide with fear. Michael didn't answer. He rushed to his daughter, scooping her into his arms. "Don't touch her again," he said through clenched teeth. Moments later, 2 patrol officers arrived. Sarah, breathless and tear-streaked, pulled up the live footage on her phone. The officers watched as Emily's mask crumbled. "You don't understand," Emily stammered. "She just wouldn't stop crying. I didn't mean to." But it was too late. The evidence spoke for itself. Emily was arrested on the spot, charged with child endangerment, assault, and reckless behavior. For the Turners, the days that followed were a blur of court hearings, Child Protective Services interviews, and media attention. The case made local headlines. Babysitter arrested after hidden. Camera captures abuse. Sarah couldn't stop replaying the footage in her mind. The image of her daughter's tiny body being shaken haunted her every night. Michael wrestled with guilt, asking himself why they hadn't seen the signs sooner. And then the shocking truth about Emily came out. The babysitter cam. That exposed a shocking truth. Part 3. Investigators dug into Emily's background on the surface. She was a bright college student, friendly and ambitious, but beneath that facade, her life was unraveling. She had recently been expelled from her university for plagiarism. She was drowning in debt, working odd jobs to stay afloat. Witnesses from previous babysitting jobs came forward, admitting they had seen Emily lose her temper with children, but none had reported it, fearing they wouldn't be believed. Suddenly, everything made sense. The kind, patient babysitter wasn't who she pretended to be. She was a ticking time bomb, and the nanny cam had caught her just in time. During the trial, prosecutors played the footage for the jury. The courtroom was silent as Emily's voice echoed through the speakers. "Stop crying. Drink it." Emily sat with her head bowed, occasionally wiping away tears. Her defense attorney argued that she was overwhelmed and had no history of violence. They claimed it was a lapse in judgment, not abuse, but the jury didn't buy it. After 3 days of deliberation, Emily was found guilty of child endangerment and assault. She was sentenced to 3 years in prison, with mandatory counseling for anger management and mental health. For Sarah and Michael, it wasn't about punishment, it was about closure. They were grateful their daughter was safe, and that the camera had revealed the truth before something worse happened. In the months that followed, the Turners focused on helping Lily heal. She was too young to fully understand what had happened, but her parents noticed she flinched whenever strangers got too close. They enrolled her in child therapy, determined to protect her innocence as much as possible. Slowly, the laughter returned to their home. Sarah often spoke publicly about the importance of vigilance. "You think you know someone," she said in an interview, "but you never really do. Trust is important, but so is verification." Michael added, "That camera saved our daughter's life. If you're a parent, don't ever feel guilty for being cautious. The story of the Turners is more than just a frightening tale. It's a wake-up call. We live in a world where trust can be both a gift and a risk. Technology, like hidden cameras, often raises questions about privacy. But in this case, it provided the one thing every parent deserves: the truth. Emily's betrayal serves as a reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and that even the most trusted caregiver may hide dangerous impulses. For the Turners, the shocking truth exposed by that babysitter cam was devastating. But it also gave them the chance to protect their daughter before it was too late. And that, above all else, is what matters. If this story moved you, share it. If you're a parent, think twice about who you leave your children with. And remember, the smallest precaution, even something as simple as a hidden camera, can sometimes save a life.